In February 2006, a trial judge in Delhi handed down a verdict that stunned the country. 9 men, including the primary suspect Manu Sharma, were officially acquitted of a highly publicized murder. The victim was Jessica Lal. 7 years earlier, at a crowded 1999 socialite party, she was shot point-blank in the head in front of dozens of eyewitnesses. The victim and the accused occupied completely different tiers of society. Lal was working that night as a celebrity barmaid to earn a living. Sharma was the son of Manu Sharma, a wealthy and influential member of parliament from Haryana. In 1990s India, there was a cynical expectation surrounding cases like this. The public generally accepted that wealthy political elites could navigate the legal system with impunity and easily bypass criminal charges. Corrupt legal outcomes were common, but the transparency of this verdict broke through the public's apathy. The fact that a man could commit murder in a crowded room, vanish into the system, and walk completely free triggered a massive, organized uprising from the Indian middle class. To see how a case with dozens of witnesses falls apart, we have to look at the night of April 30th, 1999. The shooting took place at an unlicensed bar inside a restaurant overlooking the Qutub Minar. At around midnight, the bar ran out of liquor and stopped serving. Manu Sharma walked in with 3 friends, demanded a drink, and offered 1,000 rupees. When Lal refused the money, Sharma fired a warning shot at the ceiling, then turned the .22 caliber pistol and shot Lal directly in the head. A fight broke out in the confusion, allowing Sharma and his friends to flee the scene. Almost immediately, the evidence began to vanish. The murder weapon disappeared permanently, and the restaurant's owner ordered the blood to be cleaned from the premises before police could process it. What started as a straightforward homicide investigation was instantly derailed. The crime scene was sanitized, physical evidence was hidden, and the suspects were shielded by their prominent families, setting up a legal battle where the truth could be easily manipulated. The prosecution's case ultimately collapsed because of a legal mechanism known as the hostile witness. This happens when someone called to testify for the prosecution suddenly contradicts their own prior statements while on the stand. This visualization shows the scale of the prosecution's collapse. Over the course of the trial, 32 separate witnesses retracted their testimony. This included the key eyewitness, Cheyenne Munshi, who suddenly claimed he didn't know Hindi and that 2 separate men fired guns that night. These retractions didn't happen in a vacuum. They were the result of a coordinated effort by Manu Sharma's family to quietly pay off or intimidate anyone who could place him at the scene of the crime. Facing a lack of coherent testimony and missing ballistics evidence, the trial judge ruled that the police failed to sustain their case. All 9 men were cleared of the charges. Because the court relied so heavily on verbal witness accounts, it created a structural vulnerability. Anyone with enough money could systematically buy off the witnesses, neutralizing the law and securing an acquittal entirely independent of the physical facts. When the 2006 acquittal was announced, the reaction was immediate. Rather than accepting the verdict, citizens mobilized using early digital networks. Thousands of text messages and emails began circulating across the country, coordinating widespread outrage. That digital anger translated into physical protests. Groups like the Middle Finger protests organized massive candlelit vigils, demanding the courts revisit the case and deliver justice for Jessica. Journalists from the news magazine Tel Helka launched a hidden camera sting operation targeting the specific witnesses who had turned hostile during the trial. When the footage was broadcast on national television, it showed exactly how the trial had been dismantled. The recordings caught Vinod Sharma directly paying off individuals to coerce key witnesses into changing their statements on the stand. The legal system had failed, but the combination of coordinated citizen protests and investigative journalism boxed the authorities into a corner. The evidence of bribery was now public, forcing the government to act. Bowing to the public pressure, the Delhi High Court took a rare step. They accepted an appeal and fast-tracked the proceedings, holding daily hearings over the course of 25 days. The High Court systematically tore apart the lower court's logic. They criticized the original judge for a hasty, uncritical approach and explicitly called out the hostile witnesses, particularly Cheyenne Munshi, stating they had no doubt he was telling a complete lie. On December 20, 2006, the High Court overturned the acquittal and sentenced Manu Sharma to life in prison. 4 years later, the Supreme Court of India confirmed the sentences, stating the evidence proved his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. A compromised judicial institution had been forced to evaluate its own failures and reverse its decision. The conviction proved that a vocal public could successfully pressure the legal system to deliver justice. But that victory was not absolute. Over the following years, the mechanisms of leniency available to the wealthy quietly began to operate again. After receiving multiple periods of parole to attend to family business and take university exams, Manu Sharma was officially released from prison in 2020. The Delhi government discharged him early on the grounds of good behavior. While Sharma changed his name and returned to his family's lucrative distillery business, Jessica's sister Sabrina Lal faced a different reality. She had fought relentlessly for decades to keep her sister's killer behind bars, but passed away after a prolonged illness just a year after his release. A mass uprising can force a broken system to function for a moment, but maintaining that pressure requires an exhausting toll, one that is ultimately paid entirely by the victims' families long after the public attention fades.
मैं हूं एडवोकेट दीपांशु बंसल। याद रखिए, कानून को जानिए, अपने अधिकार पहचानिए। अगर आज की जानकारी उपयोगी लगी हो तो हमारी कम्युनिटी से जुड़िए, लाइक, कमेंट, शेयर और सब्सक्राइब जरूर करिए। मिलते हैं अगली वीडियो में।